Is week 7 of Qualifiers on World of Dance here on AfterBuzz TV, and I have to say we've got a full dance crew. In fact, I've got 4 cupcakes.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, you guys, to AfterBuzz TV World of Dance. I am so excited because we are at the penultimate episode of Qualifiers. Look that up if you don't know that vocabulary word. I'm Kristen Burt, and we've got a full panel, and I'm thrilled that we have everyone here finally in the house. Kim, how are you?
I'm so good, thank you, darling. It's so nice to be back talking dance. And so, hey, everyone, I'm Kim Davey. Super excited to be back. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yes,
I am Teague Julie Pinko, and I'm so excited. This is a full panel, lots of cupcakes here.
Yes.
We can't wait to talk dance.
Yes, and I'm Shannon O'Connor.
Yay.
Stoked to be back in this episode, though.
There's a lot of good stuff in this one.
Can't even handle it.
Chock full. I kind of like that. So let's start off with the cupcakes.
Yes.
What I love about the Cupcakes dance crew, okay, first of all, junior team. So they're all 9 to 12 years of age. So super cute. They're out of Orange County here in Los Angeles. Orange County is below Los Angeles County. Sorry, you guys. They have 14 team members. So I think this is going to be a big deal in talking about how clean they were.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say hats off to Thalia Ramos, who is their choreographer, because listen to this. First of all, their dance company overall is called Fam Cakes. They've got 2 other dance crews called Pound Cakes and Short Cakes.
Oh my gosh.
That would just make me hungry.
So
I
sweet,
just make me
I'm digging
hungry.
it. I'm digging it. Let's get right into it when it comes to the cupcakes.
Yes. So
They're
Sass.
so cute.
Sass to the extreme. And that's the thing is, like, they're in the junior division, but they look like adults. Like, all the expressions they were making, it's like, how is that fitting in that little body? But I think they were advanced in the personality department, but the actual choreography and how they performed, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was completely on the level as everybody else. It just seemed like a typical, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, run to your next spot. But they were great. The formations were kind of basic to me, but they were so entertaining. So it's a toss-up for me.
You
because I
definitely
love to
feel the
watch them.
junior aspect of
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Which I think you have to focus on too. These kids are young, and to be honest, I feel like if they can get a crowd pumped up, that's like the biggest feat.
Yeah.
So I think it was great. I think they commanded the stage, and I was really impressed. I think they're so cute.
Yeah, adorable.
Cute. I thought they were actually fantastic insofar as, like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I didn't even get drawn to that because I was so drawn to their personality.
Right.
But it's so interesting how they've got the stares down. So they've got, like, the evil stare and the sass, and then they've got, what was the third
lip.
one?
The lip.
The lip.
I can't do it.
But what I find is so interesting about that is those generic ones work for hip-hop crews, but if you were to then take those generic, very inauthentic looks and stares and stick them in the other disciplines, then you would not connect to it. It only works in hip-hop.
Yeah.
As we were discussing, and So You Think You Can Dance earlier, like, later on it's like when it becomes inauthentic, you lose your audience. So it only works in hip-hop genre. So
Yeah, when they call it facials, your
Yeah.
facials,
Yeah.
they're like, oh man,
Right.
it is overused a lot. But would these faces work when they're now like 16, 17, 18? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a time and a place, and then you
Right.
start to outgrow it, and you really do have to find that emotion, even in hip hop.
Yeah, that's actually a
for
good
sure.
point. Yeah, I think it works extra, especially for the fact they're so cute as well. You just say, so much
exactly.
energy.
But again, if you have some of these crew members that are 9, 10 years old, they are really doing some good, clean work even in those formations. Not that other, studios aren't teaching that too, but I found them to be... I really noticed that, when you start getting 14 members on a stage, I start looking for that, because one person off, you notice it.
Yeah, because even their aerials, that one part when they did their aerials going out, there was like two of them that were kind of off a little bit. But I mean, that's okay. They're young, they're juniors, and not everything's gonna be perfect. But it's just World of Dance, who's the best in the world. So
yeah, and they're gonna have a lot of competition because they are moving on to the duels. And the score was for Neo 84, and then J-Lo gave him 85, but Derek only gave him an 80. So maybe Derek was kind of seeing what you were seeing too.
yeah, that could be.
For sure. So their average score was 83 overall.
Yes.
So really kind of a big deal when it comes to that. But always a big deal when we like to talk about AfterBuzz and all of our amazing channels here.
Yes. Hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for for nearly all your favorite TV shows, like World of Dance, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more. And there's no other network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you. And you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. Hello, how awesome. Yes. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, as we all are, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. And let us know you did so in the comments, and then we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Hooray. Yeah, we really do appreciate all the support, you guys. And especially for a show like ours, we're still growing, so we always appreciate you sharing the love and spreading the word. We do have returnees in this episode as well, Luca and Jenna Lynn from season 1.
Yes.
I just spoke with Luca and Jenna Lynn yesterday, you guys. By the way, I know, of course I did, you know.
No surprise.
You know what, I developed a pretty good friendship with that entire family, Luca and Jenna Lynn's families, and so it was nice to see them back. They're in the upper division because Luca was over 18 last season, so Jenna Lynn was only 16 last year when she competed. Jenna Lynn finally graduated from high school this year, so you know it's been kind of interesting. And you know, last year she said it was really hard because she kept on getting pulled away from the group because she had to go to school.
Oh,
Part of child labor laws, So, and she wanted to hang out with everyone. You know, Lay Twins were there, and they developed a really good friendship with Lay Twins, and also with Philip Shabib from So You Think You Can Dance. And if you notice that influence on their floor work this season.
Interesting.
Philip does amazing floor work, and that's exactly how they started this routine.
Yeah, and it was great. I loved how they started. Like Derek said, very subtle, and the musicality was awesome. And I loved them in the first season just because they were so athletic, and they did partner work that I've never seen before. It was insane. You just thought she was going to fall on her face every time, but they didn't. But what I thought is they lacked connection with the audience. That's what I noticed in this routine. I feel like it was very go, 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 go into the next move, and they were trying to incorporate some more dancing because that was their critique from the first season, but it seemed like too much. It seemed a little forced, and I didn't feel drawn to the dance because they never once just stopped and all I wanted them was to stop and breathe.
To look once.
Yeah.
You're so right. That's totally what it is, was
Yeah.
the lack of connection, because I still felt that they had far too many tricks in it as well.
Interesting.
It didn't connect with me.
See, I'm a fan of the tricks. I've always been a fan of the tricks. I had a large question about why she wore those heeled boots. Because it didn't. I don't think it served like a purpose that I understood. You know, if there was a reason for that, if there was, I just didn't get it. Maybe it was just a costuming thing. But if I would have preferred to see a pointed toe, I think, rather than, because some of those lines were so pretty and they were like very nice lines. She's got great extension. But if you put a heeled boot at the end, you can't really see it fully.
Yeah, that's true.
It just breaks her ankle and she can't point her ankle. So I needed to see that. Or there needed to be a clear reason why the boots were
Because they were
chosen.
an interesting choice for that style.
High heel boot. Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
don't even know if they were boot. They looked like they were tight that went underneath as well. So how high were those? I don't know.
I don't know.
Interesting. We debated this couple last year a lot on this panel, and because ballroom cabaret is a ballroom style, so they compete at like Blackpool. They just came in second in the world, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Like the youngest
Gosh.
couple ever. They're out of Canada too, just so in case people didn't know that. But we debated this a lot, and a lot of people in the panel last year just felt like it's just not dance, it's circus arts, and it's kind of a combination of both. So it kind of lives in this like hybrid worlds altogether. So I think we've seen their growth as a couple, but there's still maybe more to do.
If they can just add a few, just more dance into it, then it would be perfect if they can get the right balance,
But I will say that, you know, the panel certainly loved them. I mean, 88, 86, 87. So Neo, J-Lo, and Derek for an average of 87. I think it was a great way for them to come back in round one.
Yeah. And I feel like they got some good feedback from the judges, so I think if they apply that in the duels,
straining
then
face.
it'd be straining face, and also using his strengths because he's kind of stiff, so he shouldn't do the body
He's got
roll,
a
as
really
Derek
bad
said.
back too. Obviously from all of those lifts he does all the time, so his back is always killing him. Which
yeah.
you could see how hard he works, but
Right.
I don't think people realize like how much the two of them are working together and everything. But it was interesting because last season it was all about Jenna Lynn and her comments, and I thought, oh, look at they flipped the script on this one. Now it's all about Luca.
That's true.
Interesting on that one for
Yeah.
sure. And then we move on into the Jam Project and the upper team. I've been waiting all season for this one because I think you were here. We talked about tap at great lengths because we have a junior soloist who is a tapper. And I just felt like nobody on the panel like understands, not this panel, but the judges panel understands tap in a way that they're judging it accurately.
Right.
I was like, you either need to bring in a tap expert or I don't know. I don't know what the answer is on that. But how did we feel that these guys got judged? Because there's 6 of them all together. Mark Osborne and Justin Miles run the group. I loved the choice of song from Chicago, like old school.
Same. Yes.
That's so good.
I loved it. Oh no! I was so upset, and I think you were too, Kristen, to see the fact that they were scored so low.
Yes.
I was the whole performance. I was like, "This is what we need. This is what America needs. Every kid in America doesn't want to go to tap and convention. I would hide in places, to not go to tap. And it's so great when people take it seriously and do it well. And it's not easy. It's one of the harder styles.
Yes.
I'd say maybe even
I
most
think it's
difficult.
I
So
do
hard.
too.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult, and it takes so much musicality, and the fact that they brought a really cool flair and style and edge, and the fact that it's a big group and they're guys. I mean, everything was just like, this is so amazing, and I'm so proud to see them perform, and the way that they did was amazing. And they had a little bit of like Chicago. It just it was perfect to me. So the fact that Neo gave an 82, I was like, what? Did you see the same thing I saw? Because I thought it was amazing.
This could be like, it reminds me of like Stomp, for example, and just like the whole having that many tappers together takes it to another level. It was phenomenal. I could see a whole show. I could sit there for 2 hours watching a tap show like that. They were amazing.
Yeah.
The rock and roll element, the guys that were together. That was like the highlight of the night for me.
Right.
I
thought it was
honestly
really
thought it
fun.
was fantastic, and I don't think these guys understand tap at all because that is not fair.
Yeah, and Derek does mention it because he does tap and everything else. He's not a tap expert a la Savion Glover by any means. But here's the other thing. If you talk to anyone who's really into tap or works professionally, they're always like, it's a dying art. We're trying to bring it out to the masses. I'm like, this is the group to do it. And then the judges panel's like, I don't know, you guys need to bring it up to a 10.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what was that? How do they get any better than that? They
I
were
was like,
amazing.
I was so angry. I was just like, ugh.
Right?
Yeah,
And
totally agree.
to
No,
me,
that was
it was
ridiculous.
refreshing. I don't know. That's the word that I kind of thought watching them, because I was like, oh, you never see this. It's so rare to see this. And just, they love each other so much, and just their history, how they've been, dancing together since elementary school. And it was just so groovy, and I loved it.
So good.
Loved it.
So good.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air because this show focuses in so heavily on contemporary and hip hop. So when another style sort of waltzes in, you're like, okay, great. What are they going to give us? And I felt like they delivered.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
And kind of underappreciated by the judges. But,
Totally.
I'm a little mad.
yeah.
I'm a little mad tonight about that. So 82, 83, 84 for an average score of 83. I would have at least like 86, 87.
Yeah,
Right?
90. Hello.
90?
Just
Yeah.
compared
90,
to some of the
90.
other scores tonight.
Right.
Like, how do you factor that in? No,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because you look at, let's just say Jam Project up against a junior team, they also got 83. They scored the same. And again, where the cupcakes were adorable, but they felt juniorish, these guys felt professional.
Right.
Like you would go and watch a show, you would throw down money and go, yes, I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, it's true. 100%.
Let us know what you think, guys.
Yeah.
This tap thing
Seriously.
is frustrating me. And I'm a terrible tapper, but I know how hard it is because that's how terrible I am.
How do you really feel? Tell us how you really feel about this.
I'm so mad. Okay, let's get to the topic number 4 on this one because this woman, Miranda Davis, is the choreographer of Marinspired. So Charles and Wyatt are the dancers. She's got a whole company. A lot of you will know Miranda if you saw the Dancing with the Stars piece with Julianne Hough.
Oh,
Yes, last fall. So Miranda has a really interesting story. She's got 8 diseases. Some of them are autoimmune. Some of them are terminal. So she's young. She's in, I want to say, mid to late 30s. And so she doesn't know whether today is promise, tomorrow's promise, anything. She's incredible. And her story was told through Julianne Hough in This Dance. I think that was season, I'm just trying to do the math, 25.
Yeah.
Last fall. And then she just did the CW show My Last Days, which kind of covered her story. And she's coming on my show, by the way, July 31st. So we'll get a little bit more of her story. She's really an incredible woman. And I'm going to hand this off to you guys because I really think that this piece was amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, I was so incredibly impressed. And I think it was so cool to see 2 guys out there who are strong and dominant and both brought something different to the table. And I think it was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Breaking barriers.
That's
like
great.
that is just
Yes.
And I think the coolest thing is when he said that if I could have seen this as a kid, that would have meant so much to me. That was like the coolest moment
yes.
to see that.
It was interesting. I have to be a little bit honest. When it first came out, and then I knew from the shorts that it was going to be the guys dancing together in that way, I was a bit like, is it going to be like a super awkward, very emotionally lovey-dovey piece, which just personally would make me feel a bit weird. But when it connected in the way it did, and it was so raw and so masculine and so honest, without having to go super deep to make the majority, well, not majority, but certain parts of the population uncomfortable. I think they did it in a very strategic, just really raw, amazing way that really resonated and it just made complete sense, as if it was life being lived out in front of you.
Yes.
It just really resonated in a way that was like, that was so strategically done that everybody watching that can't judge that as weird or awkward.
Right.
If anyone's feeling that way.
Yeah,
You know?
well, and that's the thing is the pictures they created. That's what, and the art, because dance is so art and a sport, art and athletic. And to me, this was truly art, and just the raw, what you said, raw emotion. It was just, it moved me. I was tearing up watching it because it was just something so authentic that we don't see all the time. And so I just absolutely loved it.
It was like seeing a different side of the relationship.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
And, and different body types, and I appreciated that, like lots of representation on here. And I think one thing, and I'm going to be getting into it, I think at some point, because I really, this has been a hot topic on So You Think, when Nigel gets caught sometimes on like the men have to dance masculine, the women have to dance feminine, and like I just think that all genders have both feminine and masculine sides, and I feel like I'm really interested to see what happens with Wyatt and Charles, because I have a feeling that we can see an even softer side, because I feel like they're easily can blend between the two, and it doesn't even become like, oh, the men have to be masculine, or you know what I mean?
Is Wyatt's the bigger guy, right? Yeah. And so, but I mean, he looks masculine, and then all of a sudden he does obviously his, million pirouettes and stuff, and it's like he can blend between the two as well. So it was amazing.
It's beautiful.
To see
It
that.
really is beautiful.
I mean, that foot just needed to be just... I'm so sorry. I didn't want to be the one who said it, but if we didn't say it, we would have... I'm sure someone would have called us out for it, but they're just a little bit...
Sickled.
A little bit sickled. Yeah. Dang it. I love you.
I wonder, this is kind of an interesting thing, because I kind of want to ask if that was like an intentional, you know what I mean, where everything was messy and raw.
Yeah, that's an option.
It's not
definitely
and
an
it could be
a
it could be a
stylistic thing.
Yes.
Because it would kind of surprise me.
Yeah, that's why
Derek
I
would've said
almost
something.
felt like it was intentional in my brain.
Okay.
And I'm with you on the toe point and the sickling. It drives me bananas if it's not like a straight sharp toe point. But I felt like with this one, it was like so like throw it and organic and messy and raw and
And not to mention their energy. Like they were just rays of sunshine. Like their personalities and just how they just presented themselves.
Yeah. I just loved some of the moves when Wyatt was holding him, and just like the tableaus and just the image.
Yeah.
The visual was awesome. It
was really
They held
beautiful.
it for the right amount of time, all those different movements. Grabbing of the leg. It was just such a masculine version of everything we see with the man and woman done, which I hadn't seen before.
Right.
Not just because they were two men, but the shapes they were creating as well, I felt were different.
And there was some humor in there too. like, you know what I mean? Like the push and the pull, and then
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then I'm like, then I'm mad at you, and then and then we're passionate, and then I need you, and then I don't.
and then the quiet moments of the heads together, which was done so
Beautiful.
nicely.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was
I
cool.
know, I did too. And the judges liked it too. In fact, J-Lo really liked it, which is always good news. 88 from Neo, 96 from J-Lo, and 90 from Derek, so 91.3. Kind of all over the place, though, when you think of the scores when it ranges from 88 to 96. But
Right.
But I think that's good because it really is truly showing that everyone is very different in what they like and what they don't, and that they're not being, you know, what's the word? The one where you're like cheered on by the other person to make a decision.
Peer pressure?
Never mind me.
I don't know.
We'll go with
Influence?
that.
Influence?
Influence. Oh my
That's
gosh,
the word.
such a simple one. That's me.
but also look at the men viewed it differently than the women.
Yeah.
True.
This is what I'm saying. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Good point.
well, just something to think.
Yeah.
Are you guys all subscribed to our podcast on iTunes?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Very good. Are you guys?
Very good.
You all passed the test. You're allowed to return next week. But hopefully all of you guys, if you are listening to us, I know some people watch the video on YouTube, but if you are podcast listeners and sit in a lot of traffic like we do in Los Angeles, I prefer podcast listening, honestly, because it keeps me sane in traffic. We would love it if you can rate, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the visibility of this show. Yes. So 5 stars. You know, let us know what you'd like about the show, and so other people will be encouraged to listen each and every week. And listen, we're in season 2, but season 3 is right around the corner. So, in fact, you know, people that are doing the tour, there is going to be a World of Dance tour. They can't do season 3 because they're going to overlap.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, that's going to make things really interesting. Like a Sophie's Choice, do you do the tour, or what if you're asked back to season
what would you
3?
do?
Right.
I
I would do the tour.
I would do the tour, and I'm going to tell you why I would do the tour. Because the contract you're under as a contestant runs a full year and ends the last day the last episode airs. If you sign up for season 3, you are now caught up in another contract with NBC for another year.
Dang. Tour.
Get out there, do the tour.
Yeah.
Make some money, and then get out there and start dancing for other people. That's my thought.
Yeah.
That's because I know how restrictive some of those reality show contracts are, and this is one of them.
For sure.
True.
Yes. All right, Alyssa and Joseph, a little urban dance in the upper division. What did we think about Alyssa? Now, Alyssa, just so you guys know, she is pretty well known in the hip hop community. She's worked with Wildebeest. She's done the World of Dance competitive circuit with Most Wanted crew. So definitely someone who has been out there. And Joseph teaches on Urban Dance Camp, which is pretty popular as well. So
I definitely think she outshone him. I definitely noticed her more than him. I thought the routine was really theatrically awesome, really, really interesting to watch, but I don't think it deserved the show-stopping 90 that it got. It didn't bring me in that much compared to the others.
I agree.
And the Keone and Mari comparisons go on and on. Like every time there's a duo
Yeah.
now, everything feels like Keone and Mari.
But doesn't that didn't this one feel
Super Keone and
especially
Mari.
Yes.
Keone and Mari?
Because of the outfit too and the quirkiness
Right.
and everything.
Yeah.
The song. Yeah.
I thought it was incredibly well done. I think that the movement they did was intricate and difficult stuff. So I was impressed. But I will say, as the judges said, we've kind of seen this. So, you know, we just need to see a little bit more. But what they did, they executed amazing. And that is still very impressive. And they're such a beautiful couple. They're stunning.
Melting.
She's stunning. So it was just fun to watch them interact. And daydream,
Yeah.
you know, as if I could ever have a relationship. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it was so cute. I loved it. It was a fun
Yes.
dance.
Having a guy partner who can dance. Oh,
Right.
the joy of it.
My husband's a good
down.
dancer, a good social dancer. Yes.
Can you guys please
never
post a
knew.
dance video?
We are going to actually, guys,
my
because
gosh.
in fact, wait, we did one a couple years ago. For those of you that some of them you've seen it because we did one to La La Land. But we're going to be doing the National Dance Day routine. We're going to tape it this weekend, so you guys can look for it on my Instagram account.
Can we show it on
I'm so
here?
excited. That's a big
So
deal.
sweet.
This is obviously super important
Cute.
to
My
take.
husband is probably a better partner dancer than I am. so-
Wait, I love
Okay,
it. I'm
yes.
so excited.
But
Your
in fact-
fans are going to be so happy. Like me.
dance.
Like me.
Number
Will you,
one fan.
will you like it on Instagram for me?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we go
that's
to
so
weddings and it's like my aunt's like, get out there on the floor. We just want to watch you dance.
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
lifts. He's got some moves. He'll like
Okay.
lift me up, spin me, all over the place.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually for weddings, I do wear the appropriate, like I wear a T-strap heel, so it's easy to dance in, and then a dress that is like long enough that if he spins me a lot, I'm not flashing everyone my undies.
So you're ready for the show. You're ready to put on a show.
We're always ready.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see that.
That's very cool.
If we do a dance, I'm like, actually, on Saturday we have one scheduled.
Yes,
We will be taping.
Also scheduled.
It is. We're both so busy, so I'm like,
Yeah.
it's happening Saturday morning.
So cute.
What a keeper. There is hope, darling.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
So let's get back to Alyssa and Joseph and not my dancing. I feel like 86 was probably the right, like Neo was kind of, or was that Derek? That's Derek, sorry.
That's Derek.
That's
Yeah,
Derek.
yeah.
Derek was spot on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it was beautiful in the subtlety, the subtle movements, but for me it was one level. Like I thought it was the same thing. It was almost repetitive in a way, like the energy never got higher or lower, it just kind of stayed at one spot. So to me that kind of bothered me because I know they can do more. So that's why I'm excited for them to go to the duels because I feel like they can bring it and I'm stoked to see what's going to happen.
So
'Cause
92,
they're talented.
94, 86, 90.7 was their average.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right, the gentlemen, their junior division. You might remember them as quarterfinalists on America's Got Talent, season 10.
Oh my gosh.
So Zach and Cameron, they are cutie patooties. But this felt like an America's Got Talent routine, didn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dang it.
Definitely did.
Absolutely.
It's such a shame because they're so young and they're so little and there's only two of them on stage and so they didn't have enough energy to fill up the space. There's so much space on that stage and they just
big.
didn't have enough.
Also,
So
what like bugged me as well is just like the height difference. Just because there was two of them and they were guys, it would work if they were girl and guy. But because they were one tall, one short, that really bugged me. I don't know why.
But I think maybe
Okay.
they didn't use it to their advantage.
Right.
Because I think there's things that you can do.
They
course.
did
They
it
were
as they
side by side
matching.
too much. Maybe they
That's
should have.
it.
Yeah, they should have mixed it up a little more.
Levels
Yeah.
back. Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
And the dance just felt really rushed to me. And Neo kind of mentioned it, but their movements definitely bled together. Like it was not intricate, and so it was good. They were cute. They were entertaining, but that's all.
enough.
You know.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have like all that much to say. I was like,
Yeah.
it just felt just a little subpar.
Yeah.
You know, I could see them having them back because they are, you know, if they really do work on their routines, they could definitely come on back and, you know, say we took it to the next level. We might see them in
Yeah,
season 3.
they're so young.
But this score kind of killed me because it's the score you never want because it was 81 from Neo, 79 from J-Lo, and 79 from Derek, and then it gets 79.7.
I just don't think it's fair because I don't think the judges here are taking responsibility for actually making a decision based on what they truly think. Like, I think 79 is too safe. It's like saying, I don't think they should go through, but I'm going to leave it for you guys to decide.
It's happened a
That's
lot this
true.
season. Or they just give
Yeah.
that 80.
It's not fair. I don't think they're being fair because I think they're just making everyone else have to make the decision. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm going to put it on your
yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
J-Lo
Right.
make the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of that. That's so true.
It happened last week too. I think Teague, you and I talked about that. I was like,
Right.
oh, there's Neo again. Just give him the 80. Let someone else take care of it.
right, exactly.
well, I feel like he gave it this time because it's his song, and he's like, "Oh, I better give you guys some kudos," and you guys really seriously made the decision.
It's a Neo point, a Neo song point. Yeah. But the 79.7 just kind of kills me because that's a tough one to. I'd even be a poor sport about that. I'd be like,
Just yes or no. What should
so close.
Yeah.
And then Dragon House comes in. You're like, holy cow, it's Dragon House out of Atlanta, known for their animation. You guys know them. Cyrus, season 9. Blueprint, season 10. This is an incredible group. Season 9 also of America's Got Talent. They've got a great history. They, for a long time, I don't think they are anymore, but they lived in like a house in Atlanta or the same apartment, and they were all like rehearse. That's all they would do is like rehearse all day, just dance, live, eat, sleep animation. I kind of love it.
Yeah, that'd be
like a
fun.
dance house.
Yeah, no, that'd be sweet.
I love it. I don't know if this was their best performance. It
wasn't.
Definitely not.
made me so sad.
Given their legacy, again, when you're the
Right.
legacy group of the Jabberwockies, which was last season, you know, this season you got Poriotics.
right.
Figured you have to come in with that A+ game because they're looking to you.
I like their tracksuits.
Oh
They look
yeah,
cool.
they look sweet.
They look good.
They,
Yeah.
But the dancing did not look good.
Did it feel really short? I felt like it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that over? Everything is 70 seconds.
Yes.
Well, I also was wondering, did they cut their
Yes,
routine right in
definitely
the
cut
like?
it.
They didn't
like
even show the
start, yeah.
beginning of their
Is
routine.
that what it was? Because
Yeah.
I looked up and I'm like, how is this over?
Yeah.
So
They were like really maybe trying to cram in a lot of routines because I know that the gentlemen, their package was short, everything. Maybe they were just trying to get content in.
yes,
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess, and a couple of people who did make it through to the duels, their routines are not being shown at all.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
That's
yes.
kind of interesting.
That feels-
Yes, it feels wrong because
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like the competition is even. So it means that also, like, anyone who competed with someone in the duels, they don't get shown too. You know what I mean? Like, because you can't
Yeah.
just randomly show one person competing in the duels,
Yeah,
and then you're like,
that's true.
who do they compete against?
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things. They did this last season. This season, they let them know ahead of time, like, we're not going to show your package. You're not going to be shown on the show at all. So at least they had a heads up. Last year, they were watching every week, like, waiting to see if they were on, and they weren't.
Oh, that's sad.
So I have a feeling now that it was an even number that you then bump like everything, you move everything around, and you have to throw some extra numbers in one of the weeks, and then you get a 10-second routine.
Yeah. Weird.
Devastating
very
for all the work
weird.
that you do.
And
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe there was something we missed. Maybe in the beginning there was some great stuff they didn't show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what we saw just didn't.
It
Wasn't
Yeah.
super
Well, it wasn't
competitive.
complete, and that was one of the big complaints last season. We were getting all of these edited routines, and you're like, well, we just missed a whole chunk in the middle. Sometimes they would show the full routine on YouTube. I'm interested to see if Dragon House winds up with their full routine on YouTube, because again, it's just not fair. Just cut them out. If that's
Exactly.
what it has to be, then
Yeah, because then we don't
Right.
get the full experience either. And so we're basing our opinion off something that's
Yeah.
not even the full thing. But yeah, to me, it felt like they were marking it. And it's hard because animation, oh my gosh, it's so hard. And pop, all that is so difficult. So I don't want to say, oh, they were marking it. But it just looked like it in the transitions and everything. It just kind of was meh. But they did have their moments.
but then we don't know because we didn't
Yeah.
see the whole routine.
Exactly. So
I'm like,
here's my opinion based on
based on the 30 seconds. I know.
I feel like the girl, I don't know what her name was, but she was weaker, a lot weaker than the guys,
Yeah.
just for a few of the moves as well.
Yeah.
Didn't think they were in sync.
I'm going to go to YouTube tomorrow and see if the full routine is there. 81, 80, 79. So they really, again, didn't want them there. They right at 80, they made it in thanks to good old Neo with that 81. That's what got them through.
Yeah.
And then we finish up the acts with Quad Squad,
gosh.
junior team
Oh
out
my
of
gosh.
Orange County Performing Arts Academy. Amy Barakoff is their choreographer, so we'll give lots of props to her.
Oh my gosh.
dropping.
I mean, California breeds dancers just
Right?
as much as Utah or wherever. Florida, we were talking about last week. But like LA, obviously the hub. These girls were incredible. I haven't seen a routine like that in a long time, and that's what I've been waiting for. This is, I think, the routine I've been waiting for all season. I was kind of surprised by the scores a bit.
Yes.
And I wonder if I wonder if there was editing done, because the fact that that J-Lo scored or gave an 86 doesn't make sense to me. And even Derek, who identifies great dance, 90. I feel like what we saw looked like a 97, 98.
Yes.
What we saw.
Definitely.
Yeah, because
Personally, I mean, right?
100%. I
That was-
agree.
I didn't see any flaws.
No, and it was very clean. Their
Right.
technique is beautiful.
Yeah.
Spot on.
And
Yeah.
they didn't even say anything negative, the judges.
Yeah, so I was
that's
just
why-
kind of surprised to
Yeah.
see an 86.
Right.
I was wondering maybe there was something we didn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we're not always getting the wide view, and then
Right.
sometimes the annoying thing, they cut to the judges going, "Oh,
I know. And we're like, wait, we're missing
Right.
That is that is their number one note this season. I'm getting it from people like that I talk with just out there. They're like, I can't stand it when they cut to Derek or they cut to J-Lo to get a reaction. They're like, just show us the dance, let them
That's
react
right.
after.
Yes.
And I
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
going to be a big note for the end of season 2, and maybe in season 3 they'll get rid of that.
Yeah.
Because we're here to watch dance. We're not here to watch J-Lo's like, oh, face.
Yeah. She's
Right.
beautiful, but
She's
show me the
gorgeous, but
dance.
she can
Yeah.
react after. They
Yeah,
can clap.
exactly.
They can go, what happened? Whatever you want to do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're getting paid the money.
They are
make
getting
the-
paid the money.
I just think it's really cool, like with this group, for example, like many dance studios, they don't necessarily specialize or focus on one particular area of the body to make it super strong to be able to project and produce. It's just refreshing to
Yes.
see a studio that has just determined this is the part of the body that needs the work, this is what we're going to focus on, and this will be the result. And it absolutely is. So I think far more studios need to take note and start focusing on like hardcore hardcore squats.
Yeah, and you get nervous when you don't want bulky dancers because then your flexibility goes away. But
you ruin lines, too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I was impressed that they were able to do both. They managed to.
It's unusual. So they're doing some really smart conditioning. Probably they are training the quads, but they're probably also doing lengthening, maybe some Pilates, things like that to balance that out.
That's smart.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that they're focusing on the body versus just learning dance moves. You know,
Yes.
they're really focusing on the health
and
the
body image,
toning.
like positive body
Yes.
image, and saying you don't have to look like what dancers are supposed to look like. It's like, no, you're beautiful. Yes, have strong legs, have a strong body.
You're an athlete.
Yes, like embrace it, love it. So I love that they talked about that. That's
cool.
And also, when I watched them, they made me do the face. You know, when you get that?
That's good.
Because it was just like, ooh, what? Oh, leg behind your head, ears? Oh,
like that.
killing it.
On the
Like, it
ground?
was just everything.
Yeah, the ladies on the floor was pretty
My
spectacular.
Gosh, yeah. Well, and just their hard-hitting movements, because they had these smiles and then would
strong.
drop to the floor and just pop, and I'm like,
Boom.
okay, they can do everything.
My favorite part was actually the
obsessed.
very, very, very end, the subtle move of the breathe and down. That was so cool after all that action.
Yes, those moments are so special.
Magic.
You gotta have them.
Totally
you do
agree.
have to have them because otherwise you're just hitting them over the head with trick after trick. And you have to have a
Exactly.
moment.
Right.
So 91, 86, 90 for 89. So they had a great routine. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do next because again, with all those tricks, sometimes you don't want to be too one note. What do you deliver? How do you deliver something more emotional or, you know?
Do you? I don't even. This is interesting because I'm all about the emotion, but I don't actually want emotion from them. I just want them to perform for me exactly how they did because I was connecting totally
But
through their
if
body.
they make it through the next, like, say, 2 or 3 rounds, is that what you want to see over and over again?
Well, I don't know because I'm drawn to face and projection, but for them I was drawn to the holistic visual of the whole group on stage. It was just spellbinding.
All right. Well, if they make it if they make it
So
through
magic.
like another couple rounds and they do the same thing, I want to
ask
find
me,
out how
'cause
you feel.
I don't usually feel that way, so that's interesting.
Yeah, because it'd be interesting to see like you got sick of it or no, you're just like this is
Right.
great and so spectacular. I'd pay money to watch 5
them.
numbers back to back.
yeah.
I don't know.
tappers.
I don't know. We do need to mention that, of course, there is a lot of dance happening next week. Tuesday night, they are doing the qualifiers. Wednesday night, it's 2 hours of the duels. We made it, you guys! But we are going to switch hours and days, and we are going to stay there for the rest of the season. So we are moving to Wednesdays. We are only going to do one show next week, so it's going to be jam-packed. We're going to talk really fast. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So everyone, make sure to mark that on your calendar. We will not be here on Tuesday, but we will be talking about Tuesday and Wednesday show.
Yes.
Perfect.
So excited.
It's still a lot. Also, last Thursday was the Emmy nominations. World of Dance was completely shut out.
I'm so surprised.
No reality competition show, no choreography, no lighting, set design, production design, nothing. I was in the TV Academy studio while they were announcing the awards. And the second they hit reality competition show and World of Dance wasn't on the list, I go, oh, this isn't good. Yeah. So they did not announce the choreography category live. So I had to like scroll through the website and I was like, what? So I had been saying all along, I go, the category's already won. It's Keone and Mari. They didn't even get a nomination.
What?
No nomination. Nothing.
Blown away.
Blown away. So 4 for So You Think You Can Dance altogether, and 1 for James Corden for his crosswalk musicals, which are fantastic.
So great.
All the choreographers, all 5 work on So You Think You Can Dance, by the way. So Chloe Arnold, Al Blackstone, Travis Wall, Mandy Moore. Who am I missing? Chris Scott. So congratulations to all of them. I have a huge piece. I've been working with the TV Academy, by the way, on how you get nominated for a choreography Emmy,
interesting.
because it's an adjudicated peer group panel and it's so complicated. I was on the phone with Mandy Moore and Ebony Nichols for like 30 minutes trying to work all of this out, and then I had to submit my article for fact checking so that the TV Academy wants to know that all the rules that I'm talking about were accurate. So look for that soon. And you think it's so easy, like you just vote and then like people get it's not like that for their category. So
Okay.
yes.
Wow, I'm very interested in that.
Crazy.
Why do you think
Like, what
that
are some of the rules?
No World of Dance was nominated?
Here's the thing. So the round one, and I'll just do this as simple as possible. Round one of voting. It's only the choreography peer group. So that is members who are creative directors, choreographers, associate and assistant choreographers, and dancers can be included. They have to sign up for one of 2 days to watch the submissions. There were 81 submissions this year. If you submitted your work, you are not allowed to vote. So that whittles down the talent pool. Then you have to make sure that these people show up. You have to show up for either day 1 or day 2. They're the same exact program. They run the same top to bottom. And then if those people show up, that's how many people voted. It could be 10 people. It could be 100 people. It's LA. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're kind of
right.
flaky out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
From that 81 nominations, it went right down to 5. So that's what the people saw. A lot of So You Think this year. I don't know if a lot of So You Think affiliated people voted or whatever. And then here's the crazy part. It then goes to round 2 and it goes to a panel. The panel is only for registered choreographers that can vote. Dancers can't vote, associate or assistant choreographers can't vote, creative directors can't vote. Just choreographers.
What?
I know. And you cannot be affiliated with any of the shows that are nominated. This year, and normally you can recuse yourself from voting for one particular, like say it was like Dancing with the Stars, So You Think, James Corden, a Disney show, and then Jesus Christ Superstar Live. Like you would just recuse yourself from So You Think if you were involved with it, and then you could vote on the other 4. However, this year, because there's 4 from So You Think, anyone who works for So You Think cannot be on the panel.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Does it say how many people voted? Or no?
They did not tell me.
that?
Everything is considered confidential.
Okay.
That last panel is also considered confidential. Like people won't know who's on the board other than like the executive committee at the TV Academy. It could be 12 people. It could be 30 people. It just depends on getting those people to show up and vote and then not be affiliated with those shows that are nominated.
Wow.
Shoot.
Isn't that crazy?
It's such a small
I mean, we went
niche.
bullet point by bullet point like through all of this, and it's crazy.
Still feels like it could be a little bit political.
It definitely could. Listen, if you voted for like school president, student body president, it was political. You voted
Yeah,
for the
you're right.
person
It
you
all
really
is,
liked.
yeah.
You're so right.
I vote in the SAG Awards.
Right.
I vote. I'm a member of the TV Academy myself. I sometimes vote political.
Yeah, I guess that makes
It's
sense.
human nature. I'm not
Right.
gonna lie. Like sometimes I'm like, I really like their work, or I met them. I like it. Like what it does happen.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Not gonna lie.
Good point.
Yeah, so things
life
to look at, things to I'll be covering in all of Emmy season, so we'll be in it actually. I'll be here the day after the Emmys for the finale of World of Dance. So
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I will
Yay.
put some clothespins on my eyes and tell you what happened. We have a little special segment which we're going to be doing every week.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, it's my show.
Yes.
I know. It's crazy. But it was Jamie Goodwin this week. So You Think You Can Dance, season 3, also an all-star and an all-star this season, coming up on the Academy episodes. But we wanted to find out what choreographer she's dying to work with.
Yes.
And different avenues.
Who do you want to work with that you haven't yet?
Oh gosh, I just started working more frequently with Mandy Moore, and she was like one of my big choreographers that I've always loved and admired since I was really little. So that I've started to do already, and I put
Dance
that
is
out. I was
hard.
like,
Did you see her quote last night? Did you see the show
did you
last
guys see
night?
that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
She has this one quote when she's doing the big jazz number, and she's like, "Dance is hard, everyone," and it was so great. And I put it out, and like Fox retweeted. It's like a meme now, and I was like,
Oh, I can see it.
"Dance is hard, everyone."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
that's
like, "It is."
that's actually a great meme.
She's so good. Like everyone that works with her is just really.
Well, and I'm really big on like who I surround myself with energetically, and when I see her working with other people, even just like directing on Dancing with the Stars set and everything, I just love how she treats people and how like sweet and inspired. She actually reminds me of Denise. She'll be stern, but in the most nurturing way, and so you like want to work harder for her.
Yes. Yep.
So she's one, and then Andy Blankenblower, I really love him. I'd love to work with him.
Lots of
more often.
choreographers.
If opportunities
Broadway.
arise. I know.
And just so you guys
but it's
know,
really
in that clip, she's also referring to Denise Wall, Travis Wall's mother. She grew up with Travis, and Denise Wall was her teacher growing up, so she trained with the best. And Andy Blankenbuehler, if you haven't seen his work, he did choreograph that ABC Dirty Dancing special, but he's a big Broadway choreographer now. He did Handstand, Hamilton. Yes, he's
In the
Heights. In the Heights, he worked a little Lin-Manuel.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's picking some good ones. So that is up on Popcorn Talk, and next week I've got Sean Liu, and Casey Rice from World of Dance. So it'll be fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
Watch your life.
Tell us all about it.
Crazy. So how are you guys feeling when it comes to moving into the duels? I mean, this is going to be 8 weeks in total.
I'm so excited. I'm just so grateful that we have this amazing television these days. We're so lucky. Like I just sit there watching this and going, it's just the most amazing spectacle. And for the whole population to be able to see this free on TV and not have to go and see this in shows, it's just awesome.
That's true.
Yeah.
So thank you, World of Dance. Love it.
Thank you, J-Lo.
I'm excited to be reintroduced to people, because I feel like all these qualifying rounds, I'm forgetting my favorite people.
That's a really good point.
And so I'm really excited just to see them again. It'd almost be like watching them for the first time and just remembering why I love them. But I'm still gonna hold down for Fresh Crew.
Do it.
Yeah, because they're sick. So my money's still on them. But
I love it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it to be more competitive. Now we're pitting people against each other,
Yes.
which is dramatic, but I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
excited for a good dance battle.
Good duels, and then we go into the cut. So
Yes.
lots of good rounds coming up ahead of us. All right, you guys. Well, remember, we are back next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, and we will be covering 3 hours. So it'll be a chock full show. We're gonna be talking like this. I'm gonna be like, okay. I'll be like, you take this category, you get this one, you get this one. Okay, next one. All right, you guys. Kim, why don't you tell everyone they can find you on Instagram and Twitter?
Absolutely. So everyone, you can find me at Kim Davey Live on all my social media.
All
Everywhere?
of the social
All over?
everywhere.
Yep, on the
Good,
socials.
good. You guys can find me at TiegDP, TIEGEDP.
Whoa. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Shanakin_Skywalker.
Sweet.
I had to say it like that.
I love that. And I'm at Kristen Burt on Twitter and the Kristen Burt on Facebook and Instagram. See y'all there. And we'll see y'all next week on Wednesday.
See you then.
Bye-bye, everyone.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.